Hello, everyone. My name is Dawn Stone, also known as the Conflict Chick. Quick question. Do you know of anyone in your organization that may be suffering in silence? Perhaps they're a little overwhelmed, or maybe just working on a lot of things that don't necessarily make sense. Well, I am here with my 3C system where I help build confident, competent, and connected leaders. And today's Power Hour is really about leading with purpose, power, and possibility. So, I first like to remind each and every person watching this video is that you are unstoppable. Once you believe that, commit that to memory, you will find that things that used to take you forever to do or thought you had that you thought could never happen are now achievable. So, we're going to talk today in this little time we have together about ways to ensure you stay unlocked and unblocked. So true empowerment starts when you get to show up as your whole self, your whole full self every day. And the world may not even be ready for it. But the question is, are you ready? So I want to step into the first part of this talk today is the power of showing up. The fact that you are able and willing to get up, have a particular stance that you want to take, a particular position you want to assume, or maybe a conversation that maybe you weren't too keen on having. But when you take the power of showing up into your own hands, you, my friend, become super unstoppable because then it connects you to what's called the courage to be seen. A lot of us, and I am one as well, for 34 years, I literally hid behind other people's perceptions of me and their expectations of me. And so until a few years ago, literally, when I had a, a near death experience, when I had a stroke, and I realized in that moment that was the true time when I was truly silent. That was the only time where it didn't matter what was going on in my brain, I could not articulate it to where anyone understood it. That was in that moment where I said, Dawn, you have spent too much of your life worrying about and making yourself for other people. How about being for yourself? So the courage to be seen is for you to stand up wherever you are in your journey and just have what we call this radical self leadership, where you are willing to put yourself out there at all costs, even if it means standing alone. You see, when you have radical self leadership, you own your own strengths, you know what they are, and it also means your weaknesses and opportunities as well. You're able to navigate the imposter syndrome. The imposter syndrome is there. No matter how old you are, how long you've been doing something, somehow that thought goes, oh my goodness, I have this competency, I know what to do, and I'm about to do it. And we just want to encourage you to continue to be seen and do the work. Because what that last thing allows you to do is to really find your unique voice. With your unique voice, you are truly unstoppable because there's only one of you. There's only one of you. So I want you to reflect. Now that you know we talk about radical self leadership, have you ever, and be honest, have you ever dimmed your light to fit in to someone else's comfort zone? It could be at work, it could be a relationship, it could even be in your own family. So I want to share with you this thing called the concept of one. You are on your way to your very next breakthrough. And the more you stay small and try to fit into the box that other people have designed for you, the longer it will take. So I want to talk today about how to make your breakthrough one that's going to be phenomenal and is one that you control. So just remember, a breakthrough comes in ones, right? It's one decision that can unlock something. Just one choice that you make, right? One team, say you're working with a huge amount of people or maybe multiple teams, all it takes is one team. Because in that team, they can help you multiply your impact because you're all mission aligned and ready to move forward. And then the last stage of the Power of One breakthrough is where you're able to focus on one strategy to create sustainable growth. So you know how people come to you and say, "Oh, I want to do this in life. I want to do this. I want to have this. I want to go there." And you ask them, what are you going to do first?" That's the same cadence of the concept of one. We do one thing at a time, then we accomplish the second thing, then the third, etc. Because success is not about complexity, people. It's about clarity. So let me get right into the power pause and why the power pause is important. And on this Wellness Wednesday, it's important for us to understand that to be well, you must rest. Rest is self preservation, and rest is a birthright. So please take it at all costs. Please take it. All right. So the power pause kind of looks like this. Okay. It's where we take our emotional intelligence and we kind of understand where we are, who we're around, and why we are the way that we are. So the emotional and social competency inventory is one that's used by Goldman, was it in others? But what I want to share is there are basically 4 to 5 elements of emotional intelligence that makes this up. So this is going to afford you the opportunity to rest. For one, self-awareness. The more you are aware how you show up and how other people view you and see you and your contributions, the better. Why? That prevents you from having those blind spots or maybe using micro and macroaggressions to get through life, basically bullying your way with words. We don't want that. The second part of this model is what we call social awareness. So that's called being able to read the room. How many of you are able to read rooms? Well, I will tell you, it took a while. I had to develop this tool as well. This muscle was sitting around somewhere waiting on me to grow up. Third is self management. So I want you to think about the word regulation. So if I'm staying here and pulling my hands, right? That is a form of self-regulation because what I did is apply pressure to the left and the right so that way it's a pull. But if I pull more to the right and relax the left, what happens? Things move. So I want you to think about your self-regulation or your self-management as a lever. So you can move up and down, left and right when needed. And I really want you to think about that when it comes to conflict or negative conflict and stressors in your life. Now, the last two I'm going to talk about in unison because to me they're truly connected. After the pandemic in 2021, a social psychologist came up with a fifth element to emotional intelligence. So, four is relationship management. None of us can get anywhere alone. Okay, you can go places, yeah, but if you want to go farther, you go together. That's from Mufasa's song, but here or there. We knew that before that cartoon came out. But I wanted to encourage you to think about the relationships you're building right now and how deep relationships are for you. Okay, that goes back to the awareness because what we found is that all humans need some type of relational connection in order to live, and that is proven in science. So the fifth element of this entire chair, if you will, is motivation. In order for you to have healthy emotional health, you must be motivated to do something about it. And that's why we're here today. So, like I said earlier, rest is a revolutionary act. It is self preservation and it is for you. So, if someone tries to come up to you and talk about, oh, I'm going to work from 8 to faint, be sure to let them know that is not your thing. Ask them a question. Why is it important for you to work 8, 9, 15, 16, 20 hours a week? Because whenever you're not working, you're probably sleeping. And if you look at the clock in a 24-hour setting, if you're spending more time working than sleeping, your body takes, according to science, your body takes 7 to 9 hours to regenerate those cells and get you going again. So even if you are working late, I want to encourage you to take those boundaries and put them in the sand, right? Let people know when you start and stop working, and let people know when they can start and stop communicating with you. It's all part of rest. All right. So the thing I want you to understand, collaboration is a multiplier. You can do more together than you can alone because no one succeeds alone, honestly. Very, very few people in the world can truly be loners because inclusive teams drive innovation and growth. How can we grow if it's the same two people solving the same problem the same way for the next 10, 20, 30 years? Doesn't work. So that's why collaboration is key here. Now, in addition to collaboration, clarity beats complexity. Have you ever met someone who really is into a project and they have more time telling you about all the intricacies of the project than you've forgotten what the project was about? Yeah, that's clarity over complexity. Some people, a lot of times, when they are back down the complexity lane, they are really talking about some things within themselves that maybe they're not too comfortable with. Or maybe there's something about you they feel like they have to show you up, air quotes. But I want to encourage you no matter how people are talking to you, at you, around you, you make sure that you are crystal clear on the things that you need and the needs of the business, the partner, the situation, the school, etc. Make sure you stay in alignment with that because too many goals dilute your focus. You have to have one clear thing that you will do to drive your results. So here's the foundation of sustainable success, right? Resilience and inclusivity. The resilience piece is what I call the rubber ball effect, okay? And I'll actually do a little demonstration here. It's also the sponge. I can roll it, twist it, make it into a little square as much as I can. But what happens when I release it? It goes right back to its form. So resilience, if you can think about that, is to bounce forward, not back. Return to a state of normalcy, whatever that may be, as long as it's healthy. Now, the second part of this sustainable success is inclusivity. And that's ensuring that all voices are heard and our value system is stronger than ever. Okay? Because inclusion isn't just about diversity, it's about empowering everyone to contribute to the mission of the organization. So, what's in your one act today? You know, I said every session I do these, I always have at least one piece of homework. So this is your homework today. I want you to go and identify one decision that you will act on within the next 24 hours. Then I want you to schedule a one-on-one team conversation with someone next week, within the week. Okay, it could be something happy, it could be something, hey, did you know this happened? It can be informative, it could be family related, it can be fun related, but do that. And then once you've identified your one thing, schedule your one team conversation this week, whatever that looks like for you. You may say, hey, I'm over doing these widgets and I really am tired of doing the widgets. I think there's a better way we can do it, right? So that conversation for this week will be you having a conversation with your team to help ideate or create ideas around innovative ways to keep the mic and the square a square. Okay. And then lastly, I want you to commit to one 90-day strategy. Now, it doesn't have to be the same one you came up with to exercise. It doesn't have to be the thing you talk about with your teams. It could be something totally different. So you have the ability to get activated in 3 different ways for 3 different things if you like, or for the same. It's up to you. All right. But what you will do in that third phase is to commit to that one thing for 90 days. So choose wisely. So if there are any questions that you have, I want to dive into those. I want you to DM me. I want you to call me directly. I want you to reply to this message because I want to know what is one thing standing in the way of you and your next breakthrough. All right. Here's my QR code. Yes, it matches my dress. I did not do that on purpose. But if you would like to reach out as a speaker, consultant, and coach, sometimes your organizations can bring me in to help you and others learn intentional ways of connecting, intentional ways of being strong, and to be what I call relevant and authentic. And it also affords us an opportunity to be who we are. All right. You are not designed to be anyone other than yourself. And my hope is that you will continue to live, be, and grow together. All right. Share your thoughts. I appreciate you all. My name is Dawn Stone, so known as the Conflict Chick. I'm a speaker, consultant, and coach located on all handles. Feel free to reach out to me. Follow, like, subscribe, including YouTube and TikTok. You have an amazing day, and we'll see you next week. Peace. May challenge is coming. It's going to be a good one.